Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you might be watching this. My name is Obari Manuel Sunday from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering with matric number CSC202 My questions were taken from numbers 262 and 60 respectively for my lab 5 questions and lab 6 questions. So in this segment of my lab report, I'll be explaining the solutions for lab 5 first, then later on I'll move on to lab 6. Lab 5 deals with finding the highest thermal conductivity value from a given list. The question goes thus: it said I should make a function that returns the highest thermal conductivity from a list. So as you can see from this video, my first line of code was define max underscore conductivity. Here I am defining a function called max conductivity. The function will accept a list of numbers, specifically the thermal conductivity values. Then for the line 2, I wrote if not conductivity should return none. This part is basically a safety check. I'm just basically saying that if the input list is empty, just return none so that we don't run into any kind of errors later. For the fourth line, maximum value, here I am assuming the first value in the list is the highest to start with, so I store it in the variable. The variable is called max value. So from line 5 to line 8 in this code, which is for values in conductivity, if value is greater than max value is equal to value. Here I'm basically looping through every number in the list. If I find the value that is higher than what I currently believe in the maximum, it automatically updates. That means I update it. Then for the final distance, I said to return the 8th line, I said to return maximum value. So once I've gone through all the values number, then I return the one that is the highest value. So then I called in my distance. I entered the conductivity values, and here I basically defined a list. I find a list of sample values. Then I call the function to get the highest value, which gets printed to the screen. So as you can see, the final result, I left out the list of values like 522, 237, 149, 720, and 650. So it returned 720 as the highest thermal conductivity value. So this is just basically what lab question 5 is. So the question was actually quite simple compared to the lab 6 question. It didn't take me much time to like get the code and run everything out. It took me maybe like about 10 minutes to 15 minutes, if I'm correct, so to run through everything. So now we'll be moving on to the lab 6 solution to the question. So the question for lab 6 said I should write a function that calculates the nth Catalan number using recursion. Actually, this, I'm not gonna lie, this part of the code, this question is actually, for me, it was way more complex compared to the last question. So but nonetheless, I got to like understand the question, and I derived a code I can use to calculate the distance. So in this video I'm going to run the code here, as you can see, and it's returning values. So here for the first line I said define Catalan n. This is the start of a function called Catalan which calculates the nth number Catalan for line 2 to line 3. We said if n is less than or equal to 1, I should return 1, and the result is 0. Catalan number actually starts with 1 when n is 0 or 1. So I return 1 in those cases right away. So that's the base case for the recursion. Then for line 4 that says result equals 0, I set up a variable to accumulate the result. Then from line 5 to 7, which says for I in range n, result equals plus or equals to Catalan I. This is just basically showing the formula. This is actually the recursive part, just using the Catalan formula. That means each Catalan number depends on the earlier ones. That means for each value of I multiply two smaller Catalan numbers and add the result. Then for line 8 that says return, line 7 that says I should return result. After the loop finishes, I return the final sum, which Catalan number of the equation n. Then from line 9 to line 11, it said for n in range 10, print f, which are in quotes Catalan number position. And here I actually like make sure I printed all the Catalan numbers, so which is displayed as the output of the program after I've run the program. So this is just basically everything. So this one took me about 15 to 20 minutes to actually run the source code and code everything out. So this is just basically everything for the video. Thank you.